Oh, let's have a serious talk for a second. And we have to be serious here, and I hold out for a long, long time in saying this. And you can call it anti-vax, and the media probably will have a fit about it. But this is the question I have first of all to everybody. We have to question this. We really, really have to question this because we don't see. Where's Luke O'Neill questioning this? Where's anybody? Nobody's questioning it. You think they will question it now, and as soon as I say it, you'd be like, "There's something not right there." Because if you think about it and you listen to me saying it, you'd be like, there's something not too right there, and the media should be all over it, asking questions, and the public should be asking questions on how's this thing goes, especially. And again, you can call it anti-vax, you can call it whatever, but we have to ask the question. The question seriously has to be asked. And I know YouTube will hate me for this. But does the vaccines work? Let's be honest. Do they work? Because how is County Waterford in Ireland the highest vaccinated county in the European Union, and some part in the whole world, as Sky News put it, in the whole world, that is the most vaccinated place in the whole world? It doesn't make any sense. And this is the next thing. Listen to this bit. That nearly 96% of the population of Wexford is vaccinated, or so they say, whatever. But this is the next bit. So you're saying that 96%, and again, you're saying that they have the highest COVID incidence, the more cases in Waterford than any other place in Ireland. Just let that sink in. Let that sink in for 2 seconds. How, please explain, do they work or do they not? That's the real question we need to ask ourselves. I asked the HSE about 2 weeks ago on this. Never got a response back, so that's why I didn't make the video for a long time. I asked the HSE point blank, did the vaccines work? And explain, how does COVID have a higher incidence in Wexford when the huge amount of the population is vaccinated? No response given. Just nothing. I was utterly annoyed. There was nothing said. I was going to contact Stephen Donnelly, but it was like it's just going to be more bullshit. It's just wasting my time. And again, you think they would ask this, and especially Leo Francois on CNN. It's something that does need to be asked. And again, this is a perfect example for the whole world. That how is a population that has 90... No, this county, a small county, again, it's not a huge country or anything like that. It's a small county. How do they have a huge vaccinated population? And the cases are still up. And we thought, even Sky News reported on it. And there's people who are vaccinated and getting COVID and ending up in hospital. It doesn't, the blocks don't fit in. And again, I know YouTube will probably classify this as anti-vax and things like that. But I'm going to say it straight. And that's the simplest thing. I'm going to say it straight. Because there's no point hiding and saying nothing about it. Because something has to be said about it. And that's just the thing nowadays. It's just the fear of God put into people for asking questions, and that's what it is. Social media and things like that. The fear of God is put into people, and usually I try and be in between the lines and say things in between the lines, not say fully, but I say this straight. People have to ask, especially people in Waterford. They need to ask, particularly the local authorities, Waterford County Council. Their county council's on it. The TDs they elected to Dáil Éireann. How, in the name of God, please explain some evidence, anything, just explain. But again, the media is just totally silent. Sky News reported on it. OT, the rest of them just all flocked off and fucked off somewhere. Not a hate said about it. Not a hate. Like, you think to be asking, because the media should be questioning the HSE NEFIT, going to Dr. Tony Houlihan, literally dragging him out of the HSE's office and asking him straight, why? Please explain. 96%, and how do they have the highest incidence and more people in hospital than X, Y, and Z? And again, the highest in the world above all else. And again, this no pushback, nothing from the media, because it needs to be asked. And I'm sure people in Waterford are asking, and the media are not covering it. I'm sure to God, because that's what the media, what they don't like, they don't cover. Because again, the more you need to know, the less you need to know. In other words, the media, because again, they don't want people have to question it, because this does need to be questioned, and particularly across the whole Republic of Ireland. How are we threatened another lockdown when nearly 95% of the population is vaccinated, nearly the highest in Europe? It doesn't make any sense, and we still have COVID cases, people are still dying, even though they said it will reduce death and things like that. We have to ask questions. Questions need to be asked. And it's not anti-vax, it's not anti-that. It's just been asking formally and asking fairly what has happened. What has really happened? Is this really about a virus, or is this something more than what we're being told? Because there's obviously something else behind it. There's obviously something else. It couldn't be all just for the good of your health. Like, let's be honest. Let's truthfully be honest. There's something more, and there's something more evil behind this than the good of your health. And again, Sky News asked, and again, would you believe a British media had to go and ask? And this is the only thing, you don't see the Irish. The Irish examine is more or less saying, oh, it's great, isn't it? Even though people, it's a high, but it's Sky News that asked about it. But in fairness, at least they asked, and they tried to give some like, they ask the question, why is the case of surgeon in this county? Again, where's Luke O'Neill? Like, Luke O'Neill's talking shite. He's literally talking shite every day on News Talk. Anytime you turn on News Talk, you're listening to Luke O'Neill, the nuts professor. Like, literally, I think he know more about nuts, to be totally honest with you, than he would know about fucking anything. Like, I don't know who, like, where did he come from? Like, he's not even in effort. Like, he's supposed to buy for the government, let's be fair. And people are sick of them. People are sick of listening to Dr. Tony Holohan. They want to live their lives. They have enough of them 24 hours a day saying about and telling us what to do in our own personal lives. And again, and they won't question things like this. And again, this is why the public and the OT are wondering, and the media are wondering why people are not listening to them, and the government. They're wondering why people are not listening to them. They really wonder. I really think they should look at themselves. But again, maybe if they looked at themselves to see in the mirror, the biggest crooks, the crooks, the media, the politicians, they looked in the mirror will probably break, because that's how fucking ugly. And that's how evil they are. And that's how evil they are, because they wouldn't look themselves in the mirror, because they could see in themselves that they sold their souls out to the devil. They sold the people away. And that's just putting it straight. That's just putting it straight. And again, no YouTube might ban me and everything for this, but I'm saying it straight. I am saying it straight. And again, I asked the HSE, no comment from them, sure, look, again, if they give me a reasonable explanation that said, look, this is X, Y, and Z, at least if they give me an explanation, or even one of them came on, I would have been happy to have one of them on to try and explain how it's possible. But no, apparently they just couldn't be asked to even give an answer. You think they would ask, especially when a member of the public, again, my taxpaying dollars go to them to pay for their, and they're getting something like 20 billion this year in funding, and they're saying they're overwhelmed in X, Y, and Z. And they hit and then effort and everything that can have briefings and things like that to the media and things like that. Well, to be totally honest, they nearly couldn't be, like, to be honest, there's not much point in having, because the media won't ask them any hard questions. There's very easy questions. But yeah, let me know what you take. Subscribe for more and take care and bye.